So as you know, this channel focuses a lot on like dominant women, femdom, being a submissive man, yada yada yada. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Louis Angel. I make self-improvement videos geared at not masculine men, but geared at sensitive or submissive men who either want to be on self-improvement and continue being the way they are, or who want to be more masculine. Either way is fine. And a huge topic that comes up is dominant women or women who are into femdom, or maybe not even, maybe just regular women, but who are okay with a sensitive man. So I recently came back from a trip in Costa Rica, and the reason why my trip in Costa Rica is so significant is because it provides the perfect before and after picture. So I am American, born and raised, US of A, but my family is from Costa Rica, and when I was in high school, I would go to Costa Rica every year for Christmas. And then for about 3 years in college, I stopped doing that, and then I went back. And the year that I started going back again, this is my third time back, the year that I start going back is the year after I get onto self-improvement for a year. So like 1 year I get onto self-improvement, and then after a year of that, I'm back in Costa Rica. And let me tell you, the difference was night and day. Being back after a year of self-improvement was like, in the past, I used to go on my laptop and look at anime a lot of the day and look at YouTube. This was back from being a degenerate. Now, and I know that if you're watching these videos, either you are currently or you used to be a degenerate, because if you're into femdom, you probably are. And by degenerate, I don't mean like you're evil or anything. I mean like you probably look at lots of anime, you probably watch lots of Netflix, lots of YouTube, lots of manga. You waste a lot of time online, basically. You eat lots of junk food, you probably look at a lot of porn, you have a lot of sexual fantasies, as opposed to being a healthy young man who exercises, plays sports, is a social butterfly, goes out, meets new people, socializes, tries to get with women. Not like casual one-night stands. I mean like you actually have relationships with women and try to form like deeper, like more than friend relationships. You basically live a healthy life than a human being should be living. You know, you probably have like made fun of these people in the past for being normies, or you've seen like memes that make fun of them for being normies. Deep down inside, you know, don't you? Being a normie is 100 times better than being an internet, like a person deep in internet culture. Costa Rica is the perfect example of this, because I used to be deep into internet culture, and now, after going back to Costa Rica, after cleansed myself of that through a dopamine detox and self-improvement, it was infinitely better. I was able to talk with everyone. I was able to talk with all my older relatives. In the past, I used to only be able to talk with my younger relatives, because we only talked about like video games and shit. We only talked because we only talked about video games and stuff. Now I'm able to talk with anyone about almost everything. Like, what are they doing for work? How's school? Like, what are you interested in? This is what I'm doing. Like, we talk about mature, grown-up things. So what does all this have to do with femdom? Well, the thing is, I remember back when I was steeped in degeneracy, when I was in even when I was in Costa Rica, and like more so when I was in America, I would be depressed at nighttime, sitting alone in my room, because it'd be like, oh, when am I gonna get a girlfriend? When am I gonna get a girlfriend? When am I gonna get a femdom girlfriend? When am I gonna get a femdom girlfriend? Am I ever gonna get to live out these fantasies? If you are recently getting onto self-improvement, or you're still in the degenerate phase, you probably still have these thoughts. And let me tell you, after having 2 different jobs that I don't like, and after having a period of life where I just didn't do anything and lived as a NEET, basically, and after my recent trip to Costa Rica, because this is my 3rd trip back. Like, I've been going twice a year lately, and each time it gets so much better. Let me tell you, after this most recent trip, it is so insignificant. I got so much. Like, when I was in Costa Rica, like, yeah, I still had sexual thoughts, and I still struggle a bit with NoFap, but I thought, like, wow, I spent so much time worrying about femdom and getting a girlfriend. It's so insignificant. I have school to do, to get, like, a job, to make money and provide for my family. So I have a YouTube channel so that I can eventually get financially free. I want to build relationships with my family. I want to, like, walk these dogs. The dogs in Costa Rica are not treated the best, so I just walk everyone else's dogs because no one does it. And I have big plans. Like eventually, when I make a lot of money, I want to start charities to help animals. I want to help Costa Rica like keep its traditions so that it doesn't fall into internet degeneracy. Like I have big stuff to do. I have plans. I have goals. I have aspirations. And I had no energy for any of this before because I was just focused entirely on anime, instant gratification. And the one time I didn't think about instant gratification, it was girls, 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 femdom. Another example that comes to mind is recently I was looking on Twitter for people who maybe wanted to talk with me so that I could help them like with internet porn, with internet adult content addiction, or like anime and video game addiction. And I came across this one Twitter account. I'm not going to say his name. Well, also I forgot his name, but there's this one guy, one of his Twitter posts was like, it was this guy who wanted to be a YouTuber and about video games and who also liked femdom. And there was this one tweet where he complained like, oh my goodness, it's so hard to find a job. And like my parents are really weighing down on me. With all that's happening lately, I think even getting a girlfriend or trying BDSM is going to be a long shot. And I remember looking at that and I'm thinking, it's like, dude, I think the job comes first, not the girlfriend or the femdom. That I know that that's obvious, but like you have to understand. Even though you consciously understand that that's obvious, you don't really, because you're still doing the things you're doing. So this is basically a video to someone who's like my younger self, who spends a lot of time on femdom or instant gratification. And like, dude, let me tell you, I know that if you're a guy who, like, you struggle with your masculinity and your sensitivity, you think that the fact that you're into femdom is such an important thing and no girl's gonna want you. Like, dude, it really doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. Like, some girl will probably be willing to overlook it or will... Dude, and let me tell you, like, at the point, like, the more I get into self-improvement, the less I care. To the point that I'm pretty sure if I stay this course, I'll get to the point one day where I literally just could not give a crap less about femdom. Like, if my girlfriend's into it, great. If she's not, okay. As long as I'm accomplishing my goals and doing right by the world, I couldn't care less about that. It's literally, sex is literally, like, dude, like, believe me, I know that you probably procrastinate a lot. I know you can't remember the last time you did work you were proud of. Believe me. When you do things you're proud of and you do the hard thing, it really just doesn't matter. All right, Lewis out. Peace.